In the year 1162, amidst the raw and untamed beauty of Mongolia, a land of sweeping plains and endless horizons, a boy named Temujin entered the world. As he took his first breath, his tiny hand was clenched tightly around a dark blood clot. An omen, the tribal shamans proclaimed with knowing eyes, a sign foretelling the rise of a mighty warrior, a leader destined for greatness. This seemingly insignificant moment marks the very beginning of the extraordinary story of Genghis Khan. The Mongols were a people deeply connected to their land, their lives woven into the fabric of the endless grasslands. But they were a fractured people, divided into numerous feuding tribes, each vying for dominance and control, their existence a constant struggle for survival in a harsh and unforgiving world. Tragedy struck early in Temujin's life when his father, a respected tribal leader, was poisoned by treacherous rivals, leaving his family vulnerable and alone. His own clan, driven by fear and self-preservation, cruelly abandoned them, casting them out into the wilderness. They were forced to scavenge for survival, their meals consisting of meager roots and discarded scraps, a stark contrast to their former life. Constantly hunted by enemies, subjected to the humiliation of enslavement, and wounded by the sting of betrayal, young Temujin was forged in the fires of adversity, learning to be incredibly resourceful in the face of overwhelming odds. He developed a keen understanding of human nature, learning who to trust implicitly, and mastering the art of building unwavering loyalty among his followers. He began his ascent from the very bottom, possessing nothing but his own will to survive. But through unwavering fairness and a commitment to keeping his promises, even when it was difficult, he slowly but surely attracted a small, devoted band of warriors who believed in his vision. He offered his growing band of followers not just the promise of strength and victory in battle, but a compelling vision of a future where they could live a better, more secure life, free from the constant threat of tribal warfare. His transformation from a despised outcast to a respected leader was nothing short of remarkable, a testament to Temujin's extraordinary resilience, unwavering determination, and his ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable hardships. The trials and tribulations he faced in his early years became the very foundation upon which he would build an empire so vast and powerful that it would forever reshape the course of world history. The blood clot he clutched at birth, while a potent symbol, was merely a foreshadowing of his true strength, which lay in his brilliant mind and his unparalleled ability to unite disparate peoples under a single banner. He harbored a profound dream of transforming the existing chaos and division into a unified and harmonious whole, a bold vision that would ultimately have a ripple effect, impacting cultures and societies across vast continents. This is the captivating story of how a young boy from the harsh Mongolian steppe rose to become a figure of immense historical significance, forever changing the world as he knew it. Before the rise of Genghis Khan, the land that we know today as Mongolia was a very different place. It was a landscape defined not by unity, but by fragmentation. Mongolia was a patchwork of warring tribes, each vying for dominance and control over precious resources. Among these were the formidable Tatars, known for their martial prowess and relentless raids. The Kirites, a powerful tribe with a significant influence in the region, often found themselves in conflict with their neighbours. The Naimans and many more nomadic groups roamed the vast steppes, each with their own distinct culture and ambitions. These endless feuds weakened everyone, draining resources and manpower in a constant cycle of violence. Alliances shifted like the sands of the desert. This constant infighting made them easy prey for outsiders who sought to exploit their divisions for their own gain. Temujin's genius was not just in battle, though he was a fearsome warrior. His true brilliance lay in his ability to unite these disparate tribes, forging a common identity from a fractured land. He forged alliances through loyalty, not bloodline, understanding that true strength came from mutual trust and shared purpose. Temujin was committed to rewarding skill and trustworthiness above all, creating a system where talent, not birthright, determined one's position. His friendship with Baochu, who helped him as a stranger, exemplified this principle, demonstrating his commitment to rewarding loyalty. This set the tone for his rule loyalty over lineage, creating a society where individuals were valued for their contributions, not their ancestry. Temujin promoted the talented, recognizing their potential and giving them opportunities to excel. He did this regardless of their tribe or birth, breaking down the traditional barriers that had divided the Mongol people for so long. He welcomed defeated enemies into his ranks, offering them a chance to prove their worth and contribute to his vision. He treated them as equals in his new order, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose that had never existed before. This radical meritocracy created a powerful unified force, driven by loyalty, skill, and a shared sense of destiny. By 1206, he called a great Kurultai, a momentous gathering of all the Mongol tribes. It was there that all the tribes, united under his leadership, named him Genghis Khan, universal ruler. He had achieved the impossible, uniting a fractured land and forging a new identity for the Mongol people. Genghis Khan succeeded in forging a single nation from chaos, transforming a land of warring tribes into a unified and powerful force. The Mongols were now bound by loyalty to their leader and a new set of laws, the Yasa, which promoted order and justice throughout the land. This newfound unity became the engine of the Mongol Empire's rise, propelling them to conquer vast territories and establish one of the largest empires in history. The age of endless tribal feuds was over, replaced by an era of unprecedented unity and expansion. From the ashes of tribal conflict, a new nation was born, poised to reshape the world. The Mongol army wasn't a wild horde, it was a disciplined, highly organized force. Genghis Khan used a decimal system, units of 10, 100, 1,000 and 10,000, making command simple and effective. Every Mongol was a skilled horseman and archer, able to shoot in any direction at full gallop. Their composite bows were powerful and compact, perfect for mounted warfare. The Mongols mastered tactics like the feigned retreat, luring enemies into traps. They used spies and scouts to gather intelligence, often winning before the first arrow flew. Psychological warfare was key. They wanted enemies to surrender without a fight. As they conquered, they absorbed new technologies and experts, quickly mastering siege warfare. The Mongols were not just conquerors, they were adaptable, always learning and evolving. This made their army nearly unstoppable. Genghis Khan's greatest achievement, often overlooked in the annals of history, wasn't just conquest, the accumulation of land and power through military might. It was something far more profound. It was connecting East and West, forging a bridge between disparate civilizations and cultures. Before the Mongols, the Silk Road was a dangerous patchwork of routes, a fragmented network fraught with peril. It was plagued by bandits and taxes, making trade a risky and often unprofitable venture. The Mongols unified and secured these routes, bringing stability and order to a previously chaotic landscape. This ushered in the Pax Mongolica, a golden age of safe trade and travel, a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity across Eurasia. Merchants could cross the empire, traversing vast distances with relative ease and security. All they needed was a single passport, the paitsa, a symbol of Mongol authority and protection. They were under Mongol protection, guaranteed safe passage throughout the vast empire. The Yam, a vast relay network, a sophisticated postal system that spanned the entire Mongol Empire, allowed messages and goods as well as people to travel at unprecedented speed, facilitating rapid communication and exchange. This was the world's first information superhighway, a network that connected distant corners of the world. It was linking distant cultures, fostering understanding and exchange between diverse societies. Along these routes, not just silk and spices, the luxurious commodities that defined the Silk Road, but ideas, inventions and religions, the very building blocks of civilization flowed freely, enriching societies and transforming lives. Gunpowder, the compass and printing, revolutionary technologies originating from the East, traveled west, shaping warfare, navigation, and the dissemination of knowledge. While art and science moved east, influencing artistic styles and expanding scientific understanding. The Mongol commitment to trade and communication, their unwavering dedication to facilitating exchange, reshaped the world, leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. By opening the Silk Road, by fostering a climate of peace and security, Genghis Khan moved the future forward, accelerating the pace of progress and connecting humanity in ways never before imagined. To govern his vast empire, Genghis Khan created the Great Yasa, a revolutionary code of laws. The Yasa applied to everyone, even the Khan, enforcing equality before the law. It forbade theft, betrayal and pollution of water and demanded religious freedom. The Yasa set strict rules for military discipline and daily life, emphasizing loyalty and honesty. Lost property had to be returned, and soldiers who abandoned comrades faced harsh punishment. This legal code replaced tribal chaos with order and stability. The Yasa was the backbone of the empire, uniting diverse peoples under shared rules. Genghis Khan was not just a conqueror, but a visionary lawgiver. Genghis Khan's legacy goes far beyond war. He championed meritocracy, promoting people for talent and loyalty, not birth. His generals and advisors often came from humble or conquered backgrounds. This created a culture of excellence and fierce loyalty. He also insisted on diplomatic immunity, protecting envoys and punishing those who harmed them, a principle now central to international law. The Pax Mongolica created a vast free trade zone, unleashing a flow of goods and ideas across continents. The world became more connected than ever before. While his methods were often brutal, his empire fostered unprecedented cultural exchange. Genghis Khan's vision of unity, order and open trade still shapes our world. His story is about building, not just conquering. The women of the Mongol Empire were powerful and influential. Mongol women could own property, inherit wealth and advise rulers. Genghis Khan relied on his mother Holun and wife Borte for counsel and stability. After his death, royal women like Toragane ruled as regents, holding the empire together. These queens managed vast territories, sponsored trade and promoted religious tolerance. They acted as diplomats and power brokers, marrying into allied kingdoms to secure loyalty. The Mongol queens were essential to the empire's success and stability. Their stories remind us that history is shaped by women as well as men. Genghis Khan's world may seem distant, but his impact is everywhere. He connected continents, sparking a global exchange of ideas, technology and culture. Paper money, gunpowder and the compass traveled west, changing history. His leadership principles, meritocracy, loyalty and legal order, are still studied today. He showed how vision and unity can transform divided societies. Yet, his conquest brought immense suffering, forcing us to weigh progress against its costs. The Mongol Empire's legacy is complex, both creative and destructive. Understanding Genghis Khan helps us think critically about history and its consequences. His story is a lesson in leadership, connection, and the price of change. The world he shaped is the foundation of our globalized age. Temujin's journey from outcast to Genghis Khan shows the power of vision and determination. He united warring tribes, built an empire of ideas, loyalty, merit, law and tolerance, and connected civilizations. The Mongol legacy lives on in diplomacy, passports and global trade. His story reminds us that history is shaped by those who dare to think differently. Genghis Khan broke old divisions to build something new. What divisions do we face today, and what vision could unite us? The story of Genghis Khan challenges us to imagine and build a better world.